Okay, good morning everyone. So today we will start acid and base. We'll start acid and base. We'll do question answers from the acids and bases. Okay. Okay, acid, base and salt we can solve. We can start. So first we can focus on the acid and base part. Okay. So if you have a notebook with you, then just make the notes according to the what I am dictating. So acids are sour in taste. Very important. Acids are sour in taste and they are containing H plus ions. Okay, in the aqueous solution. So I will write here some notes. So note it down or you can take a screenshot of this. Okay. So here first you can write down acids. Okay. So acids taste is how much? Taste is sour in taste. Okay. And then acids are containing or acid, if the substance is acid, then blue litmus turn to red. Very important, blue litmus turn to red. Okay, color means acids are what? If the substance is acid, then blue litmus turn into red and red litmus will remain red only. And there is H plus aqueous ions are present. Very important. If the dry is there, means there is no aqueous medium, then we can't test that is acid or base. Okay, so acids are sour in taste, they turn blue to red, and acids are the substances that are containing H plus aqueous ions in the solution. Okay, so aqueous means concentration of the acid is very low. If suppose the substance is aqueous, means it is dissolved in any liquid, then H concentration, H plus aqueous ion concentration is less. That means what? We in laboratory we have some acids. They are concentric acids as well as diluted acid. Okay, concentric and diluted means what? So we are adding more water or more liquid into the acid, so they are become what? Means they are becoming diluted. Okay, so their intensity is what? Get decreased, means H plus ion concentration we are decreasing. So if any solution contains if the any solution contains less ions of H, then that is what we call it as a dilute solution. And if the concentration of the H plus aqueous ions is more, then that solution is called as the concentrated solution. Okay, so we have hydrochloric acid, okay, in our stomach, and that's what that medium makes acidic in nature. And sometimes here means whatever the digestion, means whatever the food we are taking, that is get synthesized or digested with the help of protein as well as the secretion of these acids. Okay, so HCl also kills the bacteria coming into the stomach along with the food. Okay, that is also very important. They kill the bacteria which are entering into the stomach, so that bacteria enter into the food. Okay, so HCl is having ability to kill that bacteria. So here one more example we can discuss, burning of matchstick. Okay, if we brought near to the hydrogen gas, then it gives the pop sound. Okay, it gives the pop sound, and when carbon dioxide gas is passed through the lime water, then it turns milky. Okay, that means CO2 is passed, then milkiness, the milkiness is what? Get disappeared, it get vanishes. So these are the some examples of the acids. Okay, very important. That means they are here, they contains H plus aqueous ions is very important, and blue litmus turn to red. Okay, so here uh, then we can go for base. Can you getting up to here? Acids. So if the concentration of H ion is more, then more stronger is the acid. Okay, and bases, base. Okay, write down here acids, then base. So they are slippery in nature. Okay, so here what is the base where litmus is converted into what? Anyone knows? If knows, then you can please message or type the message. Yes. Does anyone know? They are containing what? The red litmus. Of course, exactly ulta red litmus converted into blue. And if blue litmus is there, that will remain blue if the base substance is present. And here we have OH negative ions more. More OH ions, then substance is more basic, and if it is less, then that is less basic substance. Okay. So it's very important. So OH is more, then concentration is more, and OH is less, that means that solution is diluted. So these are the some basic information about the acids and bases. Okay. So if you take your NCERT textbook, then you have one table over there, and they are asking whether the substance is blue, whether the substance contain acid or base. Okay. So that table you can do it. Then according to this the OH and H plus concentration, then you can able to analyze properly. Okay, so some reactions are taking place with the acid and bases. Okay, how the acids and bases reacts with the metals, that we can discuss. Okay, so write down the key points when metals. I will make a 2 columns so that would be easy for comparative study. So here acids reacts with the metal. Okay, here acids reacts with the metal. Then what is the product they are giving? So they give salt plus hydrogen gas. Salt plus H2 gas. Very important. So if you take any acid, suppose if I am taking hydrochloric acid and I took zinc, then always it gives the ZnCl2, zinc chloride plus we will get H2 gas. So here H2 is there, then balance this as a twice HCl. So here hydrogen are 2, chlorine are also 2. Okay, this is ZnCl2. We will get a zinc chloride over here. If you know, you can write the name zinc chloride. Okay, so whenever the bases are acts with the metal, okay, base plus metal, base plus metal gives what? Here we got salt plus H2, no? So there we get salt plus hydrogen gas. Here also we will get salt plus H2 gas, okay, which is liberated out. So here once you get this upward arrow, that means gas, it is liberated out. Okay. So if you take any base you can take here as a sodium hydroxide plus metal. So you can take here zinc as a metal. So here what you will get? Salt. Which salt is there? Yes, with salt H2 comes out. Then here we will get Zn, or you can take Na twice ZnO2. ZnO2 plus H2 gas, which is liberated out. Okay, so this is nothing but what? This Na2ZnO2 is nothing but zincate. Okay, we can call it as zincate, and here H2 gas is again liberated. Okay, so how to test the H2 gas? So if you take a burning candle and if you hold near to this gas gives what? The pop sounds. Okay, so pop sound it gives, so we can identify this is nothing but the hydrogen gas. Okay, so presence of the hydrogen gas. So this is what, how the bases and acids are reacting with the metals. Can you getting this? Okay, take a screenshot of this. Take a screenshot of this. Then we are discussing about reaction of a metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates. Okay, so take a screenshot. I hope everyone is having NCERT textbook with you. Okay, first part we finished, that is the acid and bases reacts with the metal. Now next, now acids and bases react with the carbonates or hydrogen carbonates or metal carbonates. Okay, first reaction with the metal carbonate. So acid plus metal carbonate, or I will write here slash. Okay, both the things I will give together. Metal carbonate and metal hydrogen carbonate. Metal hydrogen carbonate gives what? When acid reacts with the metal carbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate, it always gives salt. Very important, salt plus CO2 plus H2 gas. Okay, so similarly, when metal carbonate, when the base is acts with the metal carbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate gives no reaction. Note it down properly. Okay, so whenever acid reacts with the metal carbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate, it gives salt, carbon dioxide and hydrogen gas. But here, when the base is acting with the metal carbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate, then it does not give any reaction. Very important thing, sometimes I will ask in MCQ this reaction. So there is a no reaction, and whenever they will ask this forms salt CO2 plus H2. This is just a formula and we are just writing the compounds name and we are showing the reaction. So no need to by heart also. Okay, so if you take an example here, suppose if I am taking again HCl is an acid. Okay, then metal carbonate, suppose if I am taking Na2CO3. Okay, Na2CO3 I am taking, then it gives what? Salt, no? Salt is nothing but what here? NaCl. Okay, NaCl plus what we will get? CO2 plus H2. Okay, CO2 plus H2. At least write down this and then after that you can balance it. Okay, so once you balance this, then you will get it as here twice, because twice Na. Now Cl is also what? Become 2. So here Cl also you have to balance it. Okay, like that twice NaCl, and here you can make it as a twice HC. Okay, so balance this, then you will get the reactions. So this is what the answer. Getting this, when chlorine hydrochloric acid acts with the sodium metal carbonate, that is sodium carbonate, then it gives a twice NaCl plus CO2 plus H2O. Sorry, here not H2 gas is liberated out. Here actually H2O is get liberated. H2O is the end product. Sorry. Okay, make it H2O. Now check, balance it. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 are there. So this is nothing but what your reaction. Now here we have, we can take here, this is what we did with the metal carbonate. Then we can do this reaction. Hydrochloric acid is with metal hydrogen carbonate. Metal hydrogen carbonate. Okay, only in carbonates H is gets added over here. Here I will write NaHCO3. Okay, this component we can take, and then do reaction, salt will form, that is we can write NaCl plus we will get CO2 plus H2O. Now check whether it is balanced or not. One, here we have a 2 hydrogen, sodium is 1, chlorine, oxygen is also 3. So here this reaction is balanced, NaCl plus CO2 plus H2O. Okay, so this reaction is what gets balanced. Okay, so getting this, copy this much. So here these reactions are not there with a base, so no need to take any examples. And here sometimes they will ask how to test the CO2, carbon dioxide, how to test it. So you can test this by passing the lime water, and lime water color turns milky. Okay, so here if you take a calcium, okay, you can copy this much, then I will show you how to test the CO2. Okay, take a screenshot of this. Take a screenshot of this. Okay, everyone took the screenshot. Now we are doing testing of CO2. Okay, whether the CO2 is present or not. Test for CO2. So pass what? Pass the lime water. Okay, pass lime water from CO2. So it turns milky. Okay, it turns milky. Then if you take here calcium hydroxide, okay, plus you are taking what? CO2. So this gives what? CaCO3 plus H2O. CaCO3 plus H2O. So here the solution turns what? The milky. And when again excess CO2 is passed, then that milkiness is disappeared. Means you are passing a little more CO2. Okay, more amount of CO2 you are passing to this, then that milkiness is it vanishes. Means that solution become what? Now it is not a milky. Means it is not off white also. So whenever it is formed now CaCO3, so we are passing more carbon dioxide. So CO2 plus H2O. Already these two products I wrote here, and again I am passing more CO2 on this. Then here the new product is formed, that is calcium hydrogen CO3 carbonate. So here we will get HCO3. Okay, CaHCO3, and actually this compound 3 and to the base 2. So this will form. Okay, so this is what transparent in nature, it is not milky white. So if you are passing more CO2, then it turns to CaHCO3 twice. So this is what the output we are getting. So these are the two important reactions with the acids and base. So when it is acting with the metal, then it gives the salt and hydrogen gas. Bases are also reacts with the metal, then gives the salt and hydrogen gas. And we took an example, hydrochloric acid plus zinc. Okay, and in first case when with metal, it is gives the zinc chloride, and whenever the base acting with the metal, then they gives the sodium zincate. Okay, and there is a hydrogen gas liberated out, and hydrogen gas is checked with the help of burning candle. We are holding near to this gas, then this gas gives what? The pop sound. That means there is a presence of hydrogen gas. Okay, then next reactions are acids are reacted with the metal carbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate. So in that case it gives the salt plus carbon dioxide plus H2O. Okay, and we did the reaction hydrochloric acid plus sodium carbonate. Okay, it gives the salt plus CO2 plus H2O. Okay, and here is what? CO2 is generated. So CO2 is nothing but carbon dioxide. And how can we test this carbon dioxide? You can pass the lime water. So lime water turns milky. That means there is a presence of carbon dioxide. And if you take here any out product, that is calcium hydroxide plus CO2 gives the calcium carbonate plus water, and if suppose excess carbon dioxide excess CO2 is passing, then milkiness is what? Gets vanishes or disappears. Now this gives the CaHCO3 twice. So this product we are getting. Okay, so whenever the bases are acting with the metal carbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate, there is a no reaction takes place. Getting up to here? Okay, getting up to here. So take a screenshot of this. I will give the idea for acid and base, and then we will go for the question answer session. Then that will be easy. Reaction. So after this you can write down next part, that is reaction of acid and bases with each other. Okay, so whenever acid and bases are reacting with each other, they are forming the neutralization reaction. Okay, or neutralization takes place. Okay, so here how the metals and acids and bases react with each other, that we are discussing now. Okay, so here we have the reactions of acid, reaction of acid and bases. Okay, so you can write down here, when the acid and base are reacting with each other, then there is a neutralization takes place. Okay, and that reactions are called as a neutralization reaction. Suppose if I take any metal, okay, so when we are taking metal, so here it forms salt. I will write some basic formula. Acid plus base, okay, gives the salt. Okay, plus I am getting water. Okay, salt plus H2O. Okay, this is what the product we are getting. So acid, suppose if I am taking HCl, and base I am taking sodium hydroxide NaOH. So when I react with this, then I will get NaCl plus H2O. Okay, here I will get NaCl plus H2O. So this Na and Cl, and remaining H2 plus O. So H2O you are getting. So here, so this kind of reactions are taking place. Suppose if there is a acid should be strong. Okay, if strong acid is there and that strong acid reacts with the weak base, very important, weak base, then that reaction gives what? That reaction gives the acidic salt plus water. Acidic salt plus water. Very important reaction. MCQ में assertion reason में 100% this kind of questions will come. Okay, strong acids react with the weak base, then that forms what? Acidic salt and water. Okay, so here even weak acid is there and strong base is there, then output is what? Basic salt plus water. Okay, so write down here one more reaction. Strong base plus weak acid. Okay, weak acid gives what? basic salt or more basic salt plus water. Basic salt plus water. Okay, so this is what the reaction we are getting. Then there is one more possibility is there, no? Strong base and strong acid. There is one more reaction, strong base plus strong acid. So both are strong, that means there is a neutralization. There is a neutralization reaction takes place plus water. Okay, so these are the reaction possibility reactions are there, and weak acid, weak base is there. Then again neutral salt plus water. Okay, so you can write down here weak acid plus weak base. So neutral salt plus water. So these are the possible skeletons are there for this reaction. Okay, only strong acid, strong base is there, then you will get a neutral reactions or neutral salt plus water. Strong base, strong acid है तो भी means both the acids and bases are same nature. Okay, then they are giving neutral salt plus water. If acid or base, suppose acid is strong and base is weak, then this gives the acidic salt plus water. And if we have a strong base and weak acid, then they gives the basic salt plus water. Getting this? So our pH of the stomach is also 1.5 to 3.0, and due to secretion of HCl. Okay, if suppose there is a indigestion is there, then of course acidity increases. So which can be neutralized by taking antacids like a milk of magnesia. Note it down somewhere. The pH of the stomach is 1.5. Okay, 2, 3, and if secreted by the HCl, and here there is an indigestion. Okay, or any irritation causes, that means the acidity increases, and that can be neutralized by taking antacids like a milk of magnesia. Okay, so 1 mark question के लिए बहुत बार आता है, but students are not writing the answer for this. Okay, then we have cold drink, chocolates and sweets. Okay, they are very harmful for our teeth. So they produce what? Acids in the mouth, and which is responsible for tooth decay. Now in that the mouth pH is what started reducing or lowering from 5.5. Okay, so this gives what? The bad odor as well as started tooth decay. Okay. Salts of strong acid and strong base are neutral with pH value 7. Okay, we are using salts, different salts in our life as well as in the industries. Okay, so here in textbook we have a pH scale. So scale is measuring H plus ions concentration in the solution, and P stands for potent, and that is a German word which means the power. Okay, pH is exactly 7, that is the neutral solution. If pH is greater than 7, then it is acidic. If it is less than 7, pH is greater than 7, then it is a basic solution. And diluting acid, if you are diluting the acid, then it will pH is increases, and diluting base pH is what decreases. Okay, if you want, I will draw one diagram over here. You can take that, and according to that you can remember that pH scale. pH is equal to 7, that means that is neutral. Okay, I will draw that. Here we have this pH scale. I will not draw exact how they are in the textbook. So this is 0. This is 7 and this is 14. So pH is 7, then it is a neutral. Okay, so pH is equal to what here? 7. Okay, so as we are going from 7 to 0, okay, so then there is an increase of H plus ions. Increase of H plus ions, that means that is more acidic. Okay, that is more acidic. And if it is going from 7 to 14, decrease in H plus ions. Okay, that means solution is what? More basic. Okay, solution is what? Basic. Or we can say that if we are going from 7 to 4, then substance is becoming what? Basic in nature. And if we are going from 7 to 0, the substance will become more acidic. Getting this? Okay, understood? So diluting acid, dilute कर रहे हैं means we are adding liquid into it, so it started losing its acidic nature. Okay, and there is OH negative, concentration become what? More. Okay, so we can diluting acid, then the pH is what? Get here increases. Okay, and diluting base pH is what? Decreases. This is very important. Diluting means we are adding the liquid so that it will become what? Diluted, means converting concentrated to diluted. Okay, so as we are adding more and more water or liquid into the acid, so then pH is what? Started increasing, and in basic, if you are making it dilute, then their pH is what? Started decreasing. Okay, it will become what? More acidic, and base is acid is converting into more basic while diluting. That's what pH. When you are diluting acid, pH increases, and whenever you are diluting basic substance, pH is what? Increases. Getting this? समझ में आ रहा है? Okay, so this is what the introduction. Then we can start the question answers for this. Okay, so I will start with some basic question. Okay, which of the basic salt, you can write down so that these questions will also remains with you. Write down, which of the basic salt from the following salt, which of the basic salt from the following salt, here first is given sodium carbonate Na2CO3. First salt is given Na2CO3, and another is given NH4Cl. So here basic, they are asking what? Basic salt. Basic salt is Na2CO3. Okay, so this is the correct answer. Sodium carbonate. Okay, so this is a next question. Write down, name the phenomenon occurring, name both the phenomenon occurring when small amount of acid is added to a water. Name both the phenomenon occurring when small amount of acid is added to a water. Okay, a small amount of acid to a water. Okay, so here in this question is very important. So here acid is present. Okay, and we are adding water into that. Suppose if I am taking hydrochloric acid and I am adding water into this. Okay, this solution initially suppose concentrated, by adding water there is what? Getting diluted. Okay, means before it possessing more acidic, means more intensive properties, but as I am adding water into that, they are what? Becoming diluted. So whenever you are adding water into this, so there is hydronium ion is formed. Okay, they are asking what should be formed here. There is a formation of H3O plus ion is there, and this H3O ion is nothing but what? Your hydronium ion, and this process is called as what? Dilution. So here this H gets added with this H2O, so this forms H3O plus ion, and chlorine is get separated here. Okay, so whenever we are making or adding water into the acid, then it always form the hydronium ion. Okay, it forms the hydronium ion, and the concentration is what? Slowly decreasing. Means acidic nature is what? Started decreasing if we are adding the water. Okay. So write down next one. Write down this formation of H3O plus ion, and this process is called as a dilution. Now next write down. Next question. Two solutions X and Y. Two solutions X and Y are tested with universal indicator. Are tested with universal indicator. Are tested with a universal indicator. Full stop. Solution X turns orange. Solution X turns orange, whereas solution Y turns to red. Whereas solution Y turns red. Full stop. Which of the solution is stronger acid? Which of the solution is stronger acid? Okay, I'll repeat this question. Two solutions X and Y are tested with universal indicator. Solution X turns orange, whereas solution Y turns red. Which of the solution is stronger acid? Okay. So here they tested both the solution X and Y with the universal indicator, and they are saying X turns to orange, whereas Y turns to red. Okay. So already I discussed this table which is given in the NCERT. So it turns orange. Okay. That means which of the solution is stronger acid? Yeah. So here turns red, no? Which turns red? That is nothing but acid. Just now at the beginning of the session I told you the blue litmus converted into red if the substance is what? Acidic. So orange, that is not a acid, but Y is what? Turning here into the red. Okay. So solution Y is there. Solution Y turns red. That means that is acidic in nature. So that is in the acidic in nature. So like this we have to verify. That's what you should know, the basic. Okay. Write down next question. What happens to pH TO2 to pH when milk changes to curd? When milk changes to curd. When milk changes to curd. Okay. So देखो हम, if you are not able to find out this answer, at least you can think milk is converted into curd. Curd is what? Sour in nature, correct? So that means that is acidic, no? So we can write here when milk converted into when milk is converted into curd, then of course sour in taste, then pH is what get decreased. Okay, pH is what getting decreased here, and as the curd is having the lactic acids into that. Okay, so we that contains what, curd contains the lactic acid, and that acid contains H plus ions into them. Okay, so that will become what, acidic, and concentration increases, the pH value is what getting decreased over here. Okay, so whenever the milk converted into curd, that means it is converting into acid, pH is decreases, that means concentration of H plus ions are increases. This answer is expected here. Okay, and this is just a logic I am saying. It is converted into sour means that is what, acid in nature. Getting this? So you have there in the answer that should be pH is get decreased, H plus ion concentration is gets increases when it converts to milk to curd. Okay, don't write unwanted answers over there. Write down next question. Name the gas liberated. Name the gas liberated when an acid reacts with the metal. Reacts with the metal. Okay, so which gas, just now I gave the table. No, when acids react with the metal, then hydrogen gas is liberated out. So H2 gas is liberated. Write down there. Next question, write down, if two solutions of different pH, if two solutions of different pH 2 and 5 2 and 5 2 and 5 are given which will be stronger acid and why? Which will be stronger acid and why? Okay, I will repeat, if two solution of different pH 2 and 5 are given, which will be a stronger acid and why? Okay, so one pH is given 2. One pH is given 2 and another value for pH is given 5. So just now I showed you the table. This is 7 to 0. As we are moving from 7 to 0, acidity is increasing. Acidic nature is increases. So here more H plus ions are there. That means here it is a more acidic than this 5. Getting this? So here solution 2 is having more pH. Means the pH is 2, that is more acidic over here. Okay, write down. Okay, so write down next question. Write down next question, very important question. Blue litmus solution added. Blue litmus solution added. Blue litmus solution is added to two test tubes. Added to two test tubes A and B. A and B containing dilute HCl. Containing dilute HCl. Containing dilute HCl and NaOH solution. And NaOH solution respectively full stop, in which test tube a color change will be observed. State the color change and give its reason. Okay, so I'll repeat this question. Blue litmus solution is added to two test tubes A and B containing dilute HCl and NaOH solution respectively. In which test tube a color change will be observed? State the color change and give the reason. Okay. Sometimes they will ask the same question but in different way. How they will ask? They will ask, observe when 2 ml of dilute hydrochloric acid is added to 1 gram of sodium carbonate. Okay. So here the reaction with what? Metal carbonate taken in a clean and dry test tube. Write the chemical equation for this reaction involved. Okay. So this kind of question or question is also there. Okay, that or question also you can write down so that we can do solve both the questions simultaneously. Write down or question, means this is a PYQ, and for this question they ask one or question. Write down what is observed. What is the observed when 2 ml of dilute when 2 ml of dilute hydrochloric acid 2 ml of dilute hydrochloric acid is added to 1 gram of sodium carbonate. 1 gram of sodium carbonate taken in a clean and dry test tube. Question mark. Write a chemical reaction or write a chemical equation for the reaction involved. Okay, so I'll repeat this. What is the observed when 2 ml of dilute hydrochloric acid is added to 1 gram of sodium carbonate taken in a clean and dry test tube? Write chemical equation for the reaction involved. Okay, so we can discuss first one. Blue litmus solution added to the two test tubes A and B containing HCl and NaOH solution respectively. Okay, so I will do that question first, then we will go for that OR question. So here we have a test tube A and we have a test tube B. Okay, in test tube A there is what? HCl. Okay, HCl, and in another test tube there is a sodium hydroxide is present. Okay, so here in which test tube color change will observe? State the color change and give the reason. So HCl is nothing but what? Here acid, and this is nothing but what? Your base. Okay, so here test tube A contains acid and B contains base. So here it changes. This color means blue to red. Acid is what? If acid is present, or there is what? Blue to red, it is get converted, and here hydrochloric acid turns blue to red. Okay, and here what will happen? This is base, no? base mean remains as it is, only color change will takes place in the acid. Okay, as it is turned into B to R, that is blue to red. And then this is what the answer, state the color change, that also we gave. Okay, and where it is gets changing only in test tube A. This is what the answer. So here H plus concentration is more, so that's what it is, acidic in nature. So second part they are asking what the second part, that is the observed 2 ml of dilute hydrochloric acid, okay, is reacted with the sodium carbonate taken. So sodium carbonate is nothing but what, Na2CO3. Just now we did this reaction, Na2CO3, it is reacted with the acid, hydrochloric acid, then this gives what, NaCl, salt, water plus carbon dioxide, NaCl plus water plus CO2. Now balance this equation. Okay, so here if we want to balance, this will become twice NaCl H2O plus CO2, but here chlorine are also 2, so this will become 2. So this is what the reaction. So second or question is clear cut, the metal reacted with carbonate, okay, metal carbonate, so you have to do this reaction. Okay, and here end products are water and carbon dioxide. So write the chemical equation for this reaction involved. I wrote this. Okay, so these are the two questions which are given here. Okay, so here though in B it is a basic in nature, so there is a no change will takes place in tube B. Okay, as it is basic in nature, OH ions are concentration is more there. Okay, they are basic in nature. That's it. This is the answer. Understood up to here? Okay, take a screenshot and write down the next question. Write down next question. What is brine? What is brine? Question mark. What happens when an electric current is passed through it? What is brine? What happens when an electric current is passed through it? Write a chemical equation for it. Write a chemical equation for it. Okay, I will repeat this question. What is brine? What happens when an electric current is passed through it? Write a chemical equation for it. Okay, so brine means what? Brine is a cold and concentrated solution of sodium chloride. Very important. Brine is nothing but what? Cold and concentrated solution of sodium chloride. Okay, write down their definition. Brine is a cold and concentrated. Brine is a cold and concentrated solution of sodium chloride. Sodium chloride. Okay, and the reaction, what they are saying, when what happens when an electric current is passed through it, means we have a brine water, and brine water, when we are passing electricity from this brine water, what will happen? Then there is what, the when we are passing electricity through it, then NaCl breaks, no, and it gives what, ions of the sodium. Okay, ions of the solution it gives. So just now I told you brine water is nothing but cold and concentrated solution of sodium chloride. So that means here we have a salt, this NaCl, and when you are passing electricity, write that passing electricity, write down on the arrow. Okay, so whenever we are passing electricity through this brine water or sodium chloride, so it gives what, Na plus Cl negative. Okay, these ions are formed. Okay, so I will write here sodium ions, and here we get chlorine ions, and this is sodium chloride. Okay, brine solution is nothing but what? Sodium chloride, and from that we are passing electricity, so it is what that forms the ions when you pass the electricity. That's it. You can write down this. This is 2 mark question. People are writing this as a NaCl. This another reaction is also there. Means sodium chloride plus water, and from that you are passing electricity, that gives a sodium hydroxide, chlorine gas plus hydrogen gas. That is also correct. Okay. So when electric current we are passing through the brine, hydrogen gas is what gets evolved at the anode, and chlorine gas is evolved at the cathode, and sodium hydroxide is formed in the electrolyzing solution. Okay, that is also correct. This is also correct. If you want, you can write that reaction also. Sodium chloride. Okay, first I will write here sodium chloride. Okay, plus we have a water over here, and when you are passing electricity from this, okay, it forms the sodium hydroxide plus H2 gas, plus it forms the chlorine gas, Cl2. So now if you want, you can balance this reaction. So here if we want to balance, then 2, 2 and here 2. Okay, because H2 and Cl2 is also there. So you can balance like this. This NaCl is what? Aqueous in nature. This is also aqueous in nature, and H2 and Cl2 are what? Gaseous. Okay. So these two reactions are okay. If you are comfortable, then you can write this reaction also. Okay, this is also correct. Both are correct. Okay. Getting this up to here. Okay. Write down next question. A liquid has, first bit, a liquid has a pH less than 7. A liquid has pH less than 7, which represents an acidic solution. Write down first sub question. State the nature of solution. State the nature of the solution, comma, if its pH increases, from 7 to 14, 1-4. When its pH increases from 7 to 14, full stop. Second, mention the ion whose concentration increases with increase in pH value. Okay, I will repeat this. A liquid has pH less than 7, which represents an acidic solution. First, state the nature of solution if its pH increases from 7 to 14. Second, mention the ion whose concentration increases with increase in pH value. Okay. So here liquid is given whose pH is less than 7. Whose pH is less than 7, that means of course it is acidic in nature. Okay. Then they are saying, first bit they are asking, state the nature of the solution if pH increases from 7 to 14. Okay. They means they gave statement something and they are asking something. Okay. So you cannot relate here that but we can write here. So according to the given information, pH is nothing but what they are saying, less than 7. pH is less than 7. That means this is nothing but what? Acidic in nature. Okay. Because we know the scale, no, just now we did. This is 7, this is 0 and this is 14. So it is 0 to 7 it is going. That means pH is what we are lowering. pH is less, that means there is what? Acidic in nature. In this, as it is moving from 7 to 0, that is acidic in nature. So they are asking first bit, state the nature of a solution if pH increases from 7 to 14. Draw it and then write the answer. pH increases from 7 to 14, that means this is basic in nature. Very important. So first bit का answer आएगा that solution is what? Basic in nature, where OH negative ions concentration is what? More. H plus concentration is very less. This is the answer for the first bit. Okay. And second, they are asking mention the ion whose concentration increases with increase in the pH value. Okay. So mention the ion whose concentration increases with increase in the pH value. See here, from 0 to 14 I am going. Then as I am moving from 0 to 14. Why I am moving from 0 to 14? Because I am saying pH value is increasing. So I am going with the increasing order. As I am going from 0 to 14, OH negative ion concentration is what? Increases. Okay. So OH negative ions are what? Increasing over here. Okay. So hydroxyl ion or hydroxide ion concentration is increases. 2 mark question. If you are writing in a proper way, you will get 2 out of 2. Okay. So here first is what? First question, first bit का answer आएगा. The nature of the solution is acidic. As pH is what? Lowering here. H plus ion concentration is increases. In the first bit, second bit, as pH value is increasing from 0 to 14, that means OH negative ion, that is a hydroxide ion concentration is what? Increases here. Okay. Understood up to here? Getting this? समझ में आ रहा है? Okay. So today I will stop. Tomorrow also we will take a session on the same time. Okay. We will continue this chapter tomorrow also. Okay. Thank you.